Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be
Reacting to my subscribers' K-pop opinions because I spread Lisa on my toast in the morning. Okay, let's see.
What title is that?
I,
What does that mean?
I guess she can't stop thinking about Lisa because yeah, I was about to say like enough of Lisa. Let's move to something else. But let's see.
1. Lisa could have avoided this mess had she focused on what made her popular in the first place. Her dancing, known as the main dancer for 8 years, suddenly shifting to a full-time vocalist feels jarring, especially without the necessary vocal training or skills. I agree, Lisa
Oh fuck! So oh my goodness, we talking about Lisa again. Yeah, this is true in a sense that the Grammys performance, not the Grammys, the Oscars, but her album is her rapping mostly, which I like because that's way better than her singing. So I think as far as her album, the style of music she did in her album, I think that's very Lisa. I think she did a good job with I think the beats were fire. The rappings were good. A lot of double entendres in the song, which actually I didn't even expect. I didn't think there was gonna be any. Uh, y'all know what I think about the contents of the song. Too much flexing, I think, but that's neither here nor there. So I don't think she's turning into a full-time vocalist, like as a solo act. Now, for the Oscars, well, Oscars basically said, "Do you want this gig or not?" And guess what? Lisa would be stupid to say no. So, what y'all expect her to do? To turn into breakdancing on the Oscar stage? That wasn't the appropriate moment. She got the opportunity, and she took it. And why would she not? Who anybody declining that opportunity because oh no, I can't sing. That'd be stupid. Just fucking lip sync. Who cares? If she lip synced or not, I don't know. I'm not saying she did, but I think she took the opportunity that was given to her, and you can't really be mad at that.
Lisa's pivot from dance to vocals is a self-sabotaging identity crisis wrapped in bad decisions. The argument that the West doesn't care about dance is lazy. Britney Spears built an empire on choreography, and Tate McRae's entire resurgence hinges on her being a human hurricane of precision movement. Greedy didn't blow up because Tate's belting Whitney-level notes. It's because she's serving athletic artistry that makes TikTokers fracture their ankles trying to replicate. The demand for dance-centric pop isn't dead, it's starving for someone with Lisa's technical mastery. She could have owned the EDM or electropop lane. Think Charlie XCX's hyperkinetic brat energy. Instead, she's chasing vocal credibility she hasn't earned. YG molded her into a dance weapon for a reason. Blackpink's formula thrived on compartmentalized roles. Lisa wasn't just a dancer, she was the
I don't think she's chasing vocal mastery or whatever. It's just what like in the whole album she has like what three vocal songs if you want to say that. The one with Doja, the one with Rosalia, New Woman, and
Dream.
Dream. Like that's one of the new ones. Like three. So like what out of 12 songs, three is vocal, nine is
And then
rap.
she has R&B.
Okay, yeah, the one with Tyler, but she's not really sing. Is she singing there?
She was singing. She was singing a little bit with Tyla. You can tell like from
Okay.
the parts, and then the song before that, that was a love song.
Okay, but
A Moonlit Floor.
oh, Moonlit Floor. I forgot about Moonlit Floor. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so maybe 4 out of 12. You know, a third of an album. Still,
It's still she works with like the team, so it's not like all decisions just fall on her. It's like collaborative work with her team, and she gives like ideas, and they try to put something together that's a whole package for their audience.
yeah, I think because the whole point of the album, Alter Egos, she kind of wanted to show her versatility a little bit. Nothing.
Maybe she should have had one, but then again, can she create instrumentals? Like she's not a beat maker where she can just create beats to dance to, because if she was able to do that, then that would have been a track that we would probably get like visuals of her dancing solo too, with maybe some a little ad libs here and there. But I don't know, it's kind of tricky because she is like, how do you do that? How do you showcase dancing if you get your beats, your instrumentals from your team?
Mhm. I just think like this dragging Lisa narrative is getting a little old at this point. Like, if you want to drag her for like the contents of her music, let's go, because that there's a lot to criticize there. But these Grammys, Oscars things, it's like it's just one performance. Who cares?
benchmark. But now she's throwing that legacy into a shredder to chase serious artist validation. And it reeks of insecurity, not evolution. Want to shed the K-pop idol label? Fine, but you don't get to demand respect as a vocalist/performer by coasting on studio magic and stage props. The Oscars? Concerts? These aren't playgrounds for half-baked reinventions. They're gladiator pits
And
where flaws.
also, I feel like if she was just to do primarily dancing, people would say, criticize her, like, what do you contribute? Like, you don't contribute the sound, the vibe, or anything like that, just dancing. I think people will still criticize her.
Get magnified. Every shaky note, every breathless chorus she lip syncs through becomes ammunition for critics waiting to dunk on the ex-idol who forgot her strengths. If she's so desperate to be seen as more than a dancer, here's the brutal fix. Grind vocals like your career depends on it. Beyoncé didn't escape Destiny's Child's shadow by whining about being boxed in. She outworked everyone, Jungkook's. Pivot to solo pop didn't happen because he ditched performance flair. He leveled up his vocals to match it. Although his album sounded like a generic love child of Justin Timberlake and Justin Bieber. But that's a rant.
I think that Lisa has a love for music, but it's not just focused centrally on just music alone. I think now she's like transforming herself as a businesswoman by taking on many, projects, like creating the animations, this whole project with Alter Ego, it being her demonstrating 5 personalities, her trying to sell like new products to her fans to give a ultimate experience. I don't think she's just a musician. I think now she's more venturing off to be a businesswoman because it's much profitable. We've seen many stars been quite successful going this route. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts doing like makeup, cosmetics, perfumes. I just think she's just not solely a musician. And I think this is a challenge where people want just artists just to be artists and not anything else. So I just think that we should allow like Lisa to do what she wants to do because at the end of the day, she has to live with herself.
For another day, Lisa's playing a dangerous game, abandoning the very thing that made her irreplaceable without building a new foundation. Either commit to the sweat and tears of vocal training and drop the ego to high.
I don't think she's playing a dangerous game. I think her fans, they're still gonna, no matter what she do, they're gonna like it. So there's really no danger in this game for her.
Hire actual coaches, or stop pretending this rebrand is about artistry and admit it's a PR stunt. Her boyfriend's connections can only go too far. They won't shield her from the backlash. 2. Maybe I'm just too young and not familiar with the 2000s era, but I'm so over the Y2K and girl crush garbage. Give me sci-fi, futuristic, alien, literally anything, but we're just a group of schoolgirls dancing with our friends. I agree with the Y2K.
But that's not even Y2K though. Group of schoolgirls dancing with our friends.
It kind of is. But then I feel like this is the natural progression of the cycle because after like this kind of Y2K vibes, I do recall, okay, now we have X-Files. Now we get the scary, the gore, the fantasy. I feel like it's just recycling out of that Y2K vibe into the next cycle and it'll all repeat again. I promise you.
But to be fair, the sci-fi futuristic alien concept is also Y2K if you really want to like what was there around in the Y2K, that was around. Futurama if you want to go.
Well, this generation, they're seeing this all for the first time. So they only think that it's just the clueless girls, like dressing up with the jeans, the bagginess. They see that, but they don't know like Y2K in its entirety. So we're just moving on to the next cycle.
Yeah, but I don't know, Y2K, I don't think of schoolgirls at all. Like to me, Y2K is like very clear, like baggy clothes. Like
no, there's preppy look too, because I think of Clueless. Was Clueless?
Yes. So can you answer the question?
Clueless is a iconic television show where the like preppy girls, they would dress very, that played the uniform look, the short uniform look, schoolgirl look with the socks. That was like iconic, and that's like everyone kind of replicate the looks from that show that you see nowadays.
I thought that's just the schoolgirl look, like the uniform look. Period.
Yeah, but it was like very popularized from that show. I'm not saying
and
he
girl
created
crush
it, but I'm just saying it's very like a lot of people can reference that show.
fatigue. Nostalgia isn't inherently toxic, but what we're drowning in right now with the reheated Y2K aesthetic. The sanitized girl crush archetype and the repackaged schoolgirls dancing trope isn't homage, it's creative. Bankruptcy. The problem isn't that everyone's doing these concepts, it's that they're doing them with the depth of a TikTok transition.
You know the look from Fancy? I'm so fancy with Iggy Azalea, and they were wearing outfits from Clueless.
I don't remember.
With Reinvention, mistaking sequins for substance. and it's time to torch the algorithm safety net. The Y2K revival isn't a love letter to the era, it's a lazy photocopy. Where's the grit, the chaos, the apocalyptic edge that defined the turn of the millennium? Instead, we get
Like, remember
hyper-polished,
Britney
juicy couture
Spears? Oops, I did it. No, baby, one more time.
You asking me these music videos from 2 decades, almost 3 decades ago.
You don't remember her outfit in that?
No.
That was Y2K vibes.
Why would I remember an outfit from a 3 decade ago music video?
I remember.
Why would I remember that?
You remember certain things. I don't know if you remember these things.
What Britney wore in her music video?
Yeah, but it's an iconic music video.
I do not remember it.
parodies and frosted lip gloss stripped of its existential dread. The original Y2K was a collision of dial-up anxiety and unhinged optimism, a Blade Runner fever dream filtered through Britney's headset. Today's iteration? A sterilized mood board for influencers who think cyber begins and ends with chrome eyeshadow. Where's the genre-bending audacity? Imagine splicing Y2K's lo-fi glitch with aliens body horror, tech not as a shiny accessory, but as a parasitic extension of identity.
Up for an adventure?
But no.
I'm excited to see something new in fashion because I don't know if there's anything new left to do. I just want to see some inspiration. I want to be inspired again by the looks.
We're stuck with miniskirts and zero stakes. On the other side, the girl crush concept could have been revolutionary, a reclamation of femme power in a world allergic to feminism. Instead, it's been flattened into a capitalist cosplay, resting faces, smudged eyeliner, and cultural appropriation. Where's the rage? The messiness of existing as a woman who isn't perpetually strong or sexy, but oscillates between both, neither and beyond? The archetype's been vacuum sealed into a marketable product. Girl boss feminism with a side of merch. 3. ITZY's Chaeryeong and Stray Kids Lee Know are top-notch dancers, but their facial expressions are giving zero face all the time. Can't choreographers incorporate facial expressions as part of the dance? Some of them idols already look over it before the song even starts. The issue isn't just blank faces, it's the industry's systemic failure to treat facial expression as anything beyond a garnish. Choreographers out here acting like
I
they're
always
coding
mention
rope.
that. I notice when people give a dead face. You gotta serve face.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't recall like Lino giving that face. I feel like we would have noticed and commented on it, and you comment about it once, then you kind of keep it in mind, and every time you see it, you comment on it. So I think it would have become a thing, but I don't.
I don't know. You know how I take it? Is Lino the person that you first notice when you see all the guys dancing?
No.
Exactly.
Robots. Not coaching artists.
He's not exciting
Memorize the steps.
guys.
Cool, but if your face stays stuck on default mode, you're serving mannequin realness. And don't hit me with, but they're focusing on technique. Great dancers weaponize musicality, aka the ability to physically interpret a song's rhythm, tone and emotion through every pore. If your eyebrows only move during the pre-chorus killing part, you're just cosplaying as a performer. Yes, stage presence is 60% raw magnetism, that unteachable aura of names like Hyolyn, Taeyoung, Suki, Yeonjun and Jihyo. But let's stop pretending the other 40% isn't being lazily ignored. Agencies love pushing the born with it narrative because it's cheaper than hiring acting coaches to drill emotional range. Meanwhile, choreographers reduce expressions to recycled tropes. The sultry squint for girl crush and the toothless snarl for boy group rap breaks. It's also paint by numbers, and fans aren't stupid. When Mia of Everglow, a rare case of unbridled volcanic stage energy, gets torn apart by her own fandom for overdoing it, it's proof the system punishes authenticity. Idols aren't lacking talent. They're trapped in a culture that prioritizes virality over vulnerability. Why risk a messy expression when 10,000 TikTok edits will clown you for a split-second grimace? A Hyen? Anybody? Girl groups are damned either way. Smile too wide? Cringe? Go full Wassa level ferocity? Try hard. The mandate to stay visually pristine turns performances into porcelain doll routines. All vacant stares and micromanaged
Same thing
smirks.
with Baby Monster. They overanalyze what Ayan is doing.
It's not laziness, it's self-preservation. Every unflattering screenshot becomes a forum war. 4. Please talk about the Kiss of Life Berlin concert that was cancelled 5 hours before the show.
Oh,
when a concert
shit.
collapses hours before doors open, fans aren't just
What?
disappointed, they're collateral damage. Kiss of Life
That's bad. What happened? We haven't heard that nowhere yet.
No.
That's crazy. 5 hours before the show. That is not acceptable.
What happened?
Life's Berlin show on February 26th became Exhibit A of this chaos. Imagine this, fans flew in from across Europe, some lining up overnight for VIP perks, only to have the rug yanked out from under them 2 hours before rehearsals began. No warning, no clarity, just a cryptic tweet, linking to a website most followers didn't even know existed, and late cancellation emails. Was Julie's health the catalyst? Probably. She missed the Vienna concert the next day, which raises questions. Did their company prioritize scrambling to salvage Vienna over addressing Berlin's fallout? Why not just say Julie's unwell, we need to pivot? Instead, fans got corporate speak, unforeseen circumstances, even the venue staff were blindsided, confirming the stage was set and the crew was ready. This wasn't a logistical hiccup. It was a failure of
Whoa.
honesty. Let's talk about the real cost. For every fan who tweeted it's
Whoa.
okay, health comes first. There were dozens who'd blown savings on non-refundable hotels, trains, and flights. Yet the
That is horrible. That's a horrible thing to do. What the fuck? That's bad.
I feel so bad for the people who spent a lot of money.
Yeah,
Because those tickets are not cheap.
not only no cheat, none of that shit is refundable usually. Because when you buy like with the intent to go to cons, you don't look for refundable. Like you don't think, oh, I'm gonna change my mind. That's fucking crazy.
company's response? A joke. They ghosted Berlin, then gaslit fans by pretending the cancellation was a minor blip. Fans aren't just angry, they're questioning whether to trust this group's tours again. 5. Le Seraphim's upcoming album was deemed eligible for broadcast by KBS. Why this keeps happening to them? I think the
Was deemed eligible? I thought it was ineligible.
EP was flagged due to its references to physical and mental mistreatment, but in general, broadcasting channels flag songs and MVs for a mix of legit and laughably petty reasons. Some valid like avoiding graphic violence or hate speech, but a lot of it boils down to corporate gatekeeping, outdated cultural hangups or straight-up power trips. Explicit lyrics or visuals? Fine, they'll slap a warning on that to dodge angry parent groups or conservative regulators, but then you get the real clownery, mentioning a brand name, politically charged metaphors or even inappropriate outfits
I think
that
of
show
Nate Dogg regulators.
a sliver of skin because of morality. It's not just about protecting audiences, it's control. Channels want to sanitize content to keep advertisers happy, avoid lawsuits, and uphold whatever puritanical standards their execs obsess over. Meanwhile, idols get caught in this web of arbitrary rules where creativity gets neutered to fit a checklist written by trigger-happy censors who'd probably flag the word Patricia if it trended on TikTok. 6. Blinks have been overhyping Blackpink's Coachella stages for years now. Was it really that good, or is it just because it's Blackpink?
Oh,
Check
that was
it
pretty
out.
good. We watched it. I
You
thought it
can
was good.
compare car insurance options.
Yes, Blink
I don't know because I've seen their other concerts compared to the Coachella set. And I think their tour concerts look better than their Coachella set. The Coachella set look a little plain Jane, and then it's a lot of like things that I've already seen before.
Well, right, we've seen it before, but doesn't. I mean, what do you expect them to do?
Well, for me to make an iconic like Coachella set, it has to be like, very special, very unique experience. I feel like the girls just gave what they usually would give like in a stop, but nothing like compared to what they've done on their tour. Their tour was like more thoughtful, I felt like. Because remember the one that I you know which one I like? Which performance I like enjoyed is when they were performing and there was water on the ground and they were doing their dance routines on it.
Blackpink?
Yeah, it was Blackpink.
I don't know.
It was really, really, really cool. I wish I know it's difficult to have that concept executed and maybe on a stage like Coachella, because Coachella you're limited to what you can do, but I wouldn't say it's like, oh, their set in Coachella was iconic. Maybe iconic in the sense that, okay, we have artists from South Korea performing there. That was the iconic part, but the performance itself was like, okay, it was okay.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't. No, I'm not saying it's bad, but like
But
they're saying, is it overrated? And what I think of when it's overrated is like, is this like something that's gonna be like, is there something in that performance that was memorable? Like, oh my god, that went down in that specific performance, unique to only Coachella. That's what I'm saying. So it could be that it is a little bit overrated, especially given that I've seen
weaponized
better performances from them.
Blackpink's Coachella sets as the ultimate I told you so against the group's skeptics, but they're not entirely wrong. The 2019 breakout and 2023 headliner weren't just good for a K-pop group or good because they're Blackpink. They were legitimately electrifying events. The kind that expose how star power can bulldoze even the messiest narratives. Looking at You Born Pink tour vocal hiccups and saggy energy, which only prove one thing, apart from Lisa, the girls are picky performers. 7. Does anybody know when is El7z Up coming back? Sorry to break it to you, but
Who's
El7z
that?
Up has unofficially disbanded. Y'all keep wondering when the
that?
comeback is coming, but the answer is never. Their debut numbers were abysmal for a project survival show group. And no sane company would waste money funding another album. They had plans for a comeback in early 2024, but it was cancelled after being postponed multiple times for over a year. So their label will just pretend they don't exist without any termination or disbandment announcement, simply because their contract was different from regular groups. The girls signed a multi-album deal, but the label has zero obligation to actually release any of that music. The contract only chains them to the terms. If execs suddenly demand a comeback, the group has no choice but to comply, and I don't see that
know who
happening.
this group
8.
is.
I want you to talk
Okay.
about J-Hope's recent concert. I watched the live stream. It wasn't just a show. It's a meticulously engineered adrenaline
we saw
overdose.
this one,
A
no? This one?
masterclass in how to weaponize stamina and precision to
But
obliterate the
it's his
line between
outfit, the
human
Louis
and
Vuitton
hyperkinetic
outfit.
art. Clocking 26 songs
He probably wore the same outfit again. I don't know, but we haven't seen this one.
over 2.5 hours without a single dip in volcanic energy is borderline pathological. The kind of endurance that makes you question if he's secretly cyborg cloned for stage warfare. His dancing, all serpentine body rolls and whipcrack isolations isn't just technically flawless. It's a rebellion against physics, every movement so surgically controlled yet fluid it feels like watching liquid mercury morph into a blade. He doesn't just honor his street dance roots. He drags them into 2025, raw and unvarnished, turning the stage into a cipher with backup dancers who aren't props
That's really
but equals. There's
cool.
synced chaos amplifying his own. The man isn't just born for the stage, he's redefining its DNA. Proving that in an era of lip-synced catastrophes, the hunger to
Wow.
outdance your own limits is the ultimate flex.
That's pretty cool. I think it's hard, like, especially when you come from a very talented group, to shine on your own individually and get the acknowledgement from that. I think that's really cool. Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible. Bye, guys.